10 casual but chic ways to wear jeans this spring-summer 2023. Hello everyone, I hope you've all had a great week. So today I've got all the different outfit ideas and ways to wear jeans this spring-summer that'll leave you feeling chic, elegant and stylish. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, let me show you some outfit ideas. Now, I probably wear jeans more than any other item in my wardrobe. They're arguably the most versatile and long-lasting piece that we could all buy. And although it can be tricky to find the right pair for you, it's definitely worth the hunt to get that skip in your step feeling when you do find the perfect pair for you. So let's start today with the boot cut. Who doesn't love a little leg elongation thanks to the ever-flattering type of jean? I know I definitely do. And you could even take it a step further with flares perhaps in all the different exaggerations. So today I'm wearing something kind of in the middle of the two. So personal preference really, how far you want to go with that. Now mine are actually from Miss 60, but I've also seen some great pairs at Mango, Cezanne and Frame Denim actually, which I shall link in the description box below for you to take a look at the end of this video. Now I particularly like the vibe of the Parisian style stripes against that little nod towards the 70s with the slight flare. It just reminds me of Jane Birkin, which is never a bad idea in my book. So out of all the striped tops that I have, I deliberately went for this one with that shoulder detail. Reason being is to balance out the width of that slight flare on the hem and then just topping and tailing that shape, so to speak, with my top. It just helps to give the illusion overall that your body is more of an hourglass shape. Now this illusion would work equally well with something off the shoulder or perhaps a Bardot top for the evening too. Now as we move further into warmer days, you could simply switch out those ankle boots for something a little bit lighter or maybe even a nice pair of sandals. Now one way I like to think of smartening my jeans is by giving them quite a preppy edge, and achieving that style is all about pairing classics together in quite a considered fashion. And of course you can style them in a certain way too, for example tying a jumper over your shoulders. You could give your cropped jeans a preppy twist with the help of a collared shirt. I would stick to something quite slim, crisp and white for quite a classic look, and then pair it with trainers, loafers or even ballet pumps would look great too. Now you've got so many options with this kind of look. You could switch out the shirt for something striped, keep it really plain and simple with a white t-shirt, or add a pop of colour with the jumper that you end up putting over your shoulders. But I think particularly when you're wanting to recreate that preppy look, the key ingredient is in how smart and tidy you are with those pieces. I would tuck in the shirt for instance, add a belt to keep everything looking very neat, and make sure that all of your items are ironed really well just to really enhance those polished preppy vibe. Now what are we thinking on the preppy look? Personally, I think I naturally dress this way quite a lot actually, but it's nice to style it with that specifically in mind. 10 ways to wear jeans this spring-summer would have to include my favoured straight leg options, of which I have two that I'm currently wearing on repeat. Now I think this shape is just universally flattering and probably the easiest to style both casually and more formally. I do tend to lean towards a crop length in spring-summer as it's quite nice to have bare ankles both from an aesthetic point of view, but also it's quite practical too as it gets a bit hotter. Now my two favourites at the moment for straight leg jeans would be these from Cezanne, and a new contender for my favourites list are coming up in a moment. Now as a general rule, invest in mid to dark wash jeans for something a little bit more polished and style them on cooler days with elevated basics like a cashmere knit and a trench coat, and perhaps add gold detailing with your accessories to finish. It's a really simple formula to making those super casual outfits feel more elevated and put together. So with this as a base, you can then wear trainers for everyday chic, yet you can make it look office to dinner ready with a simple switch out into heels. There is something so effortlessly chic about wearing heels with an item of knitwear and denim, rather than anything too dressy or over the top. It's that whole relaxed but polished vibe of I tried but I didn't try too hard kind of look. So my second pair of straight leg jeans, which I really love, are these little beauties which I've just got in. Now these have been made from organic cotton. They've got 1% stretched and they are cropped with that hem falling just at the perfect position. And on top of all of that, they're retailing at just under £70. What a find. Now the fit is coming up very true to size. I'm wearing my usual size 28 here, and as you can see, they're not too tight nor too loose or too big. So a big tick for that too. No matter the wash, the shape, or the fit of your jeans, you cannot go wrong styling them with a classic striped shirt. And certainly when we're thinking of ways to wear jeans for spring, summer, this is one of those go-to outfits for me that I will often reach for. Again, this outfit idea feels quite preppy. You could roll with that and take it even further with some of the style tips that I mentioned earlier, or take it in a more classic styling route and add a blazer if you needed another layer. It's another very easy casual look to put together, but hopefully you agree, no less chic and polished as a result. I've always admired Japanese women for their elegance. Even when they do casual, they look perfectly polished with every single element of their outfit. So it felt quite fitting to explore how they wear their denim in this piece, but also bring it up to date with a little twist to the idea too. So to begin, the denim would be black or very dark blue, clean washed denim, and usually in a straight leg shape. We don't often see rips and abrasions on their jeans. Everything is very neat and tidy in design. Now it could be styled quite simply with a t-shirt or maybe a pretty blouse, and then just add a cardigan quite neatly around your shoulders. One thing I noticed a lot in Japan when we visited a few years ago was how many women wore ballet flats, perhaps even more so than in Paris. So this would definitely be something to add if you're wanting to recreate that look. But looking at the fashion trends for 2023 and the resurgence of the Mary Jane shoes that we've been seeing recently, I thought going for these gave the outfit a little bit of an up-to-date edge. And to be honest, I have always loved Mary Jane flats. Actually, when I got my first proper wage packet way back when, that is what I went out and bought for myself. So I've had a bit of a love affair with them for quite a long time. 10 casual but chic ways to wear jeans this spring, summer. If you haven't already, you really should try out some looser fits that we've been seeing a lot. It's a style that's been all over the catwalks for spring, summer, and love it or hate it, that oversized, altogether quite looser style of denim is set to stay for a little bit longer. Celine, Chanel and Balenciaga championed baggy jeans on the runway, and most of them opted for pared back styling with elevated basics. Now, if you're unsure how to style these loose jeans and still feel quite put together, an easy way to do this would be to style them with the classics. Perhaps a timeless blazer, a simple t-shirt, ballet flats even. That will hopefully make you feel a bit more comfortable while getting used to the style initially, and then you can venture out and experiment from there. And to be honest with you, those simple, less is more looks are actually my favourite anyhow. I would look for mid to high-rise shapes for a flattering cut, and choose a mid to dark wash if you want them to feel more elevated, or perhaps lighter tones if you want them to feel a bit more summery, which I personally like. Now, this jacket that I'm wearing and showing in this footage was actually a really good buy for me. I've worn this one so many times already, and it was super affordable too, so a good buy. I'm a big fan of a crew denim all year round, really. I am that crazy lady that will wear them on a wet and muddy day in the height of winter. But of course, once spring, summer arrives, they do come into their own. I've got a fairly loose pair from Free People, a slightly baggy pair from Weekday, and this one, which is more of a straight leg, which I got from Revolve. Now, this is more of a casual chic look than the one before, but hopefully you agree it's still looking polished and put together, even though I'm actually wearing trainers. Coincidentally, David gave up saving those for my birthday. I'd sneaked so many wears out of them for work purposes, so he was fighting a bit of a losing battle trying to save them. Now, I've given a little nod here to the lingerie trend we're seeing for spring, summer 2023. Only slightly, I might add, just with that pretty trim on my camisole. And I finished with one perfectly oversized jacket. This one was such a gem of a find actually, retailing at under £40, and I absolutely love the fit. So yes, altogether more of a relaxed look obviously, but probably quite a go-to look for me on an everyday kind of basis. Back to something a little bit smarter again, but still very much something that I would wear in the daytime. I, for one, am absolutely loving the waistcoat fashion trend for 2023, and it's a really easy way to bring your outfits quite up to date. I bought this linen one recently from an Australian brand, and I'm already getting lots of wear out of it, and worn with jeans would have to be one of my favourite looks. Paired with the white linen blazer, it makes a typical high-low kind of look, which is something I'm particularly fond of as it really suits my personal style. I like to look polished, but polished in an effortless, undone kind of fashion. So pairing it with something that's traditionally dressed down and contrasting it with something typically dressed up, it really fits with my natural style and is a style tip that I tend to reach for a lot. In fact, I would highly advise you have a little try on yourself in front of the mirror and recreate some similar looks. Take something pretty polished, maybe a jacket or a blazer that you usually only wear for work, and have a play styling it with your favourite pair of jeans. I bet you'll be surprised just how nice the combination works together. And as a happy bonus, your wardrobe will suddenly give you a whole load of new outfit ideas. Now, I often look to French women for inspiration of how to make my outfits look more effortlessly chic and timeless. Now, I'm generalizing obviously, but they often get it so very right. And the straight leg jean is definitely the go-to fit and staple in every French woman's wardrobe. For a really Parisian way to wear your jeans this spring/summer, think about pairing them with a striped Breton top. But that doesn't have to mean just opting for traditional blues. In actual fact, it's quite nice to search out some reds and pinks, etc. They'll still work just as nicely against all those navy and camel shades. So here I've gone for my burgundy red striped top, styled with my classic camel blazer. I've linked in that tone with my ballet flats, and then I've finished with a pretty structured handbag that I got from Pelham, Paris. And finally, my 10th way to wear jeans this spring/summer would be to never forget the old mantra, less is more. I put this particular outfit together quite quickly without even really thinking about it, and then I doubted myself if it was too boring or too simplistic to share with you all. But then I reasoned with myself that it's that simplicity that makes me love outfits like this all the much more. We all, me included, have those moments where we doubt ourselves and we forget to trust our own instincts. But if it feels good to you, chances are it probably looks it. So you should really try and trust that feeling. Just because I'm making a video about jeans shouldn't mean that the outfits suddenly need to be all out there and super extravagant, because that's not really real life, is it? And often keeping it simple with those clean and refined staples like a classic white t-shirt and a light cardigan on your shoulders is all the ingredients you need to complete the look. Now, you could add an up-to-date edge by going with slingback kitten heels on your feet, but in all honesty, if you don't have any, ballet flats, pretty sandals, or even trainers work just as well with timeless looks like this. The styling options for jeans are endless, but hopefully I've given you some tips and tricks of ideas to wear yours this spring 2023. As always, I really hope you've enjoyed this week's video, and I'm very much looking forward to hearing from you all in the comments section below. Big hugs everyone, I shall see you on Sunday.